Hi, it's me. Hope you're all doing okay. It's my back garden out there, absolutely tipping down with rain. It's really, really lousy. I haven't got any airport runs today, so I decided to stay in and catch up with some paperwork and bits and bobs. And I thought I'd do one of these behind the scenes videos so you can see what happens. I started Andy's airport cars in 2017. I came off of local taxi driving because, quite frankly, there wasn't the money in it for the effort involved, and started doing airport runs. One thing when you run a taxi firm that is vitally important, that you have very accurate tracking abilities, so you know exactly who was booked, where they're coming from, where they're going to, what time and date you've got to get them home, flight numbers, what drivers are going here, there and everywhere. You need to know everything, and it has to be accurate and it has to be tracked. Not only do a lot of the local councils need that, it's pretty important for the customer as well, because if you get it wrong, someone's going to get stranded and it don't look good. I could tell you a story. When I first started in 2017, bear in mind now we've been going nearly 4 years, I used to work out of a diary and a pen. In fact, I've still got one of my old diaries. Where is it? Yeah, I keep them all in a stack back here. See, this was my Bible. This is what I used to use for booking jobs. People used to phone in, they used to book, and myself or my wife, and later on my mum, hi mum, would write everything down on there, and we'd operate like that. But one day something bad happened. I got a knock on the front door at 5:30 in the morning, I think it was, and a customer was standing there like, "Oi, you've got to take me to the airport." I thought, oh shit, excuse my language, but that's what I thought. I had them in my book for the following day. Anyway, I won't tell you what happened next, but it all managed to resolve itself. And I thought after that point that I had to do something about it, because if we were going to be successful in business, I couldn't let that happen again. It's just no way. So what I decided to do was invest the time and money into a computerized booking system. Now there's a few on the market. The one we looked at, which most impressed me from, what we needed to do, was called Gazoop. Gazoop is a dispatch system which you can adapt for use by taxi drivers and couriers, and that allows us to track all the drivers, where they are and what they're doing. That's come in handy a few times. We can have customer files which we can look up previous bookings. All the bookings are completely computerized, and more importantly, the customer gets a confirmation message of everything, including driver details and all the rest of it. Now, I thought today it'd be a good idea to show you this system just briefly, so you can get an idea of what goes on behind the scenes. Anyway, let's go and have a look. Well, folks, this is Gazoop, and this literally tells me everything I need to know about my business, and also informs the customers about what they need with their bookings as well, and gives them all the information. This view I've got at the moment is probably a little bit sketchy because I'm zoomed out and it's a TV screen effectively, and you know how they go. I can walk you through some of the things, but what you're seeing now is the main dashboard that you look at when you go into Gazoop, and that gives me an overview of what's going on with any job problems and any calls that have come in through our 0800 number that we have, 0800 689 1971. It all gets routed through here, and it all has a call answer phone service, so it's all pretty good. on the left here, if I zoom in, customers, drivers, vehicles and bookings, they're really the key important ones. If I go to customers, we got manage, create, and I can, you know, pull out various reports as well. So if a customer ever has any query, or you're a business client, I can, you know, give you a list of every booking you've ever had or whatever else you happen to need. If I was to click onto manage, what that would do is load my customer file. I'm not going to show you because of obviously data protection reasons. I can't really give any names out anywhere, but you can see just to the right a list has appeared, and that's all of the different customer record files we have. SMS history just gives me a list of all the text messages that have gone back and forward over the system. As I said, when you get a booking through, you get a confirmation message, and that tells me what's gone and what hasn't. We've got drivers, and that's pretty self-explanatory. That gives me a list of all of the drivers that work with me, their vehicles they drive, and their documents that I'm supposed to have on file, and their expiration dates, and also you know, a list of all the bookings that they've done and how much money they've earned, because they might need to know sometimes. We've got vehicles, which is self-explanatory, that's just what we drive, and the main one here is bookings. So if I go to dispatch, that actually gives me a live view of what bookings are coming up in any given period, 24, 48 hours or longer. Calendar, again, that gives me an overview of all the bookings. If I want to put a booking on for somebody, I hit create, and then on the main screen here now, that's basically what you've got. You've got a map of, you know, the local area. Those little zones around the area dictate what price is charged according to the pickup, and the little green vehicles now are where all the drivers were when they finished their jobs, wherever they dropped off. Now up here we got booking date and time, so we put everything in there. You have a return function, so you can put a return date in there if it's a return trip, which we did yesterday. I think I put about 5 or 6 bookings on yesterday. Down the bottom here, find a customer account, so you can actually pull up an existing customer's information and populate all those fields. You can specify how many passengers there is, how much luggage they've got, whether it's, you know, a wheelchair accessible job, whether, you know, that sort of requirement is needed, and what kind of vehicle they prefer on the job. Over here, you've got pick up and drop off address, which is self-explanatory really. I mean, if I just put anything in here, so 72 Crundale, bloody well spell it right, that'd help. Crundale Way, that's my house, as you can see it zooms in. And then if I go Gatwick, LGW for short, in the map it maps out the route for me and tells me a rough time it'd take to get there. And more importantly, down here it gives me the price, 165 quid for a return trip. That's £80 up and 85 back, but the system puts it in as 82.50 each way. I haven't quite found a way around that yet, and I'm sure there will be at some point. When I'm happy that everything's in with the booking, down the bottom there I can then allocate a driver to that booking and put any notes that might be prudent on it. And right at the bottom there, you got 2 options. You can save it as a quote, so if somebody just wanted a quote, you can send it to them. To be fair, I never use that. And create booking. Once I hit create booking, what happens then, that booking gets filed in the actual system. The customer will then get a text confirmation and an email confirmation if you know, we're provided with an email address. And then the day before they're due to travel, they'll get another text with the name and number of the driver on it. Now, that's the important thing, all the confirmation. So if anything goes wrong, we can pick up on it. That's it in a nutshell. It's really transformed the way we do things here. And mistakes don't happen anymore. It's pretty much impossible because everything's tracked and audited. From a passenger point of view, it's really good, and there's an app that you can download to your phone as well, and you can manage all your bookings on there. The driver has an app, and we push all the job information through to, you know, the driver on the mobile phone, and then they do the job, complete it, and then it just gets filed and all the data removed. From a taxi firm's point of view, I think really this is something you should look at as well. If you don't already, it is superb. They have different pricing options on there depending on, you know, the level of use you need. At the moment where COVID-19 has affected us greatly, we have put it on a per job pricing, so we only pay like £1 a job. You have another thing where you can pay a weekly amount per driver, which we used to do, and it gives you more options there. But anyway, that's it. If you are a firm and you come across this video and you're interested in having a look, I've stuck a link to the sign up for Gazoop underneath there. And as always, if you're a customer or anybody that comes across this video, please subscribe. It does help us, and you can see what we get up to. And catch up with us on our other social media channels. All right, thanks a lot. Bye-bye.